Hello, how's it going? Welcome back to some more F1 25 in another part of the Toyota My Team career mode. Today we are back with the Japanese Grand Prix, but first of all, let's get ourselves into some development and all of that sort of thing. So we need to, first of all, set off some activities for the next week or so. I don't think we need to worry about that so much. Let's do some sponsors things. Yeah, let's increase the morale of that lot. That all seems good. Okay. Powertrain. Yeah, reduce the time taken. Okay. That's interesting, isn't it? If we do that, that should... Yeah, that should work out quite nicely. Right. Ooh. Let's increase the morale in powertrain. Let's do a bit of that. Yep, that all looks good. Okay. Oh, that's perfect. Do more fan outreach and sponsor outreach. That all looks very, very good. Nice. So we've got all of that sorted. Let's have a little look at our messages. So, concerning weekend. One driver unfortunately got a DNF. One finished outside the points. Yeah. Engine issues. Okay, we got a decent amount of R&D points. Okay, cool. Wow! We are apparently the third best team on the grid, according to that. It doesn't feel that way. Got to be. I suppose in Australia it probably did. Wow. Okay, so we've developed the car quite well. McLaren leading the way. Red Bull are right up there. Ferrari and Mercedes just behind as well. Okay, that's very interesting. Do we have any? No, we have no points yet. Recent qualifying has been a letdown. Okay. Yeah, we probably need to move the difficulty down a little bit. Maybe just a couple of clicks. Yeah, component management. Let's go into that. So, of course, the ICE on O'Sullivan's car is not good. So we need to replace it on his car. Everything else looks about right for this stage of the season. That looks fine. Okay, let's have a little look at some research. So we've got 2,000 points, but we are going to go for the powertrain this time, I think. Rotor speed. So having a look at all of the different things we can do. Yeah, we want that one, I think, the ignition system. Let's start that development. And we can possibly go for aerodynamics as well. Oh, we've got no available slots for that. Okay. Oh, we can go for the monocoque structure. Okay, let's go for that. That's fine. Don't think there's anything for 315. That's cool. Let's have a little look at development. Those are coming in. Nice. Okay, all of that looks good. Personnel. Let's have a quick look at this. That all looks fine as well. Workforce are happy. Yeah, this is all looking good. Right, let's push forward then. For now.
Hey, Chief. As you'll have noticed, we suffered from significant wear on one of our parts during the last race. Please check the component management screen and replace any heavily damaged parts.
Hang on. Assign upgrades. So cable assembly. Does he have the cable assembly? No, he doesn't actually. Hang on a minute. Ah, there we go. Okay, so they both got. He's got the heave dampers, right? Let's move that onto Colapinto instead. That's fine. We can now do another cable assembly. That's good. Yes, that looks fine. Yeah. That's 672. We might have some research we're able to do now. Let's have a look. Okay, we can do a durability upgrade. Just seeing if there's any others that we can do at the moment. For performance, doesn't look that way, does it? No. So we will go for the ICE. That looks good. Okay, nice. I do like these improvements to the R&D.
Hey boss, what do you make of this?
Right, wheel rim covers. We will get that going. Can we do another one of them? Yep. So that's fine, so we can get 2 of them done. Heave dampers are done. And then let's assign that to O'Sullivan. Or well, we will when... Hang on a minute, we should... Has he already had that done to him? Ah, yes, so it's on there, can't be moved, because they've both got it. Right, okay, I get it now. Okay, what's the event? Personnel facility. Let's have a little look. Okay, so a leading recruitment firm has approached us with an opportunity to enhance our corporate hiring efforts. This could help us attract top talent and strengthen our technical team, but will require some investment. Let's run it. That's fine by me.
Hey, Chief. As you'll have noticed, we suffered from significant wear on one of our parts during the last race. Please check the component management screen and replace any heavily damaged parts.
You've earned a training point. Performing your duties as an owner will earn you more training points that can be used to purchase training courses like these here, helping you to develop your skills and become a more effective leader. When you purchase one, you'll then need to schedule time in the activities screen to attend the course and gain the benefit from it. There are 3 different areas of training that you can pursue, and where you choose to focus your efforts will determine what kind of leader you are, represented by your specialization. Why don't we spend that training point now, and then go to schedule the course?
Cool. Right, so we can do personnel. We can do corporate as well. I think we probably want to do that. That's fine. That is absolutely fine. Right. Okay. I think we're all good then. I think Suzuka, you probably want a harder tyre allocation, don't you? So let's go with that and head into the weekend. Who are we going to go with this weekend? Let's go with Zach O'Sullivan again, just to try and develop him a little bit more. We'll run the slightly less upgraded Toyota at our home Grand Prix in Japan. Need to have a strong race. But yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting to see how we get on. So new upgrade package has been fitted to both cars, which is nice. It looks like qualifying is going to be mixed conditions. The race, meanwhile, does look like it is going to be dry. So I guess I'll see you guys ready for qualifying.
A warm welcome, everybody, from a venue that has seen plenty of sensational laps over the years. Remember, Verstappen in 23, Vettel in 2019, some phenomenal pole laps. But whose will it be today?
Right, here we are then, ready for qualifying. And it is going to rain very, very quickly. You'd think it is. I think it is raining out there. Let's just have a quick look. Yeah, maybe not. Yeah. Right, anyway, we probably want to fill it up with fuel and then try and build the confidence that way. Let's see what we can do. Here we go. Is it wet out there? It doesn't actually look that wet, to be honest. You know what? I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna
Understood. Stopping this lap.
switch on to the soft tires. I think this could be a bad decision. Is it raining yet?
We've had to spend time repairing the damage to the car.
It still looks fine out there. Let's see.
Okay, there's a fault with the DRS. You will not be able to open the rear wing. We're working on a fix. Stay out for now.
Yeah, it is definitely not wet out there. So let's see what we can do.
I'm afraid we've dropped to P22. P22. Okay, there's a fault with the DRS. You will not be able to open the rear wing. We're working on a fix. Stay out for now.
So we can't open the DRS. That's not going to be easy to deal with, but it's definitely not wet out there. If we can get this lap finished before the rain actually comes, this could be an awesome lap. Let's see, as we come up towards the Degnes. Yeah, DRS enabled. I don't know if anybody else is going to go out there on the soft tyres. I wonder if the track is just drying out. You know, it's not raining, but I guess it was raining in FP3, so you know, maybe the track is just drying out. Maybe that's a new feature this year. I don't know. I'm certainly starting to feel the effects of going a lot quicker. Luckily, there's only one DRS zone. Use the ERS to try and counteract it. Up to the line we go, and that puts us 7th for now. And we are out there on, you know, quite a lot of fuel. Just build that confidence. There's definitely not a lot of grip out there, but you know, it's definitely finding a lot now. When this is you would say gonna be absolutely awesome. Well, we've got 2 minutes to go in this session. You can see everybody is out on track now. We have slowly but surely reduced that fastest lap time, but you know, will we get through on that time? I'm not entirely sure. I think this is going to be a very mixed grid. We want to be last man over the line. That is why we're sort of taking it easy. Don't want to really catch up to those guys in front. Oh, a little bit of muck on the tyres. The tyres are not in a good way. This track is going to evolve a lot, and perhaps being out here for so long might end up being our downfall here, but we'll give it a go. We're going to be last man over the line here, so we're going to get the best of the conditions. So here we go, let's give it our all. We're going to give it a bit of ERS as well to try and give us a bit of a boost, considering we've got the bad tyre wear. Try and use everything at our disposal. Absolutely love this track, by the way. It's obviously had the LiDAR improvements, and it has really benefited. It feels so smooth to drive now compared to what it did. Look at this then. Well, there goes Lewis Hamilton quicker than us by 3 seconds, so we're absolutely going to have to pull something out here, or we are going to end up right at the back. Only 1.5 up. P7. But this is the thing, everybody's going to sort of improve, but you would think we get the best of the track conditions, but equally we've got the worst of the tyres. Already down to 13th place, 14th place. Verstappen is below us at the minute. I think he is at the back of this group. This is going to be very, very close. I have no idea if we're going to get through here. But here we go, round the final couple of corners. Let's see if we can do it. ERS on. Over the line we're going to go. What's this going to do? I think it puts us into 15th, just about through in the end. Wow, we needed that ERS boost there. But that was a strange old session, wasn't it? But Lando Norris is the one that makes it through. Hamilton makes it through as well. Quite a few shocks going out then. So Isaac Hadjar is out, Gasly is out, Stroll and Alonso both out, Alex Albon and George Russell are the big shocks there. We make it through by 0.2 of a second. That was too close for comfort. We go then round the final corner. What's this time going to be? DRS open. It's into the 30s. It puts us 12th for now. probably do a little bit better than that. I'll prove that in this first corner. Oh, well. Maybe not quite, but we can come in, change these tyres, and go again. Well, here we come, down into the final chicane then. Really important that we ace this now up to the line. Looks like we've gained half a second. Up to the line we go.
Remaining in the session. We need a good lap here or we're out of qualifying. Come on.
Only 11th, I think. After all of that. That is very unfortunate, but once again, decent qualifying and right next to the top 10 there, and not far off getting into the top 10 ahead of Charles Leclerc. I mean, that's a huge time, isn't it? 1:29.8. Doing also out. Sainz, Colapinto in 14th, Bortoletto and Leclerc join us. Let's see how we get on in the Grand Prix.
Welcome along to the legendary Suzuka. This classic racetrack boasts a long history dating right back to 1962 when it was first opened. Will more history be written here today at the Japanese Grand Prix? 18 corners make up a lap of the incredible figure-of-8 Suzuka circuit, with 10 to the right and 8 to the left, for a distance of 3.6 miles. Average lap speeds around here are fairly quick. If it stays dry, then expect somewhere in the region of 136 miles per hour. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Lando Norris put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And Oscar Piastri completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Tsunoda, Hamilton, Esteban Ocon, and Antonelli, Hülkenberg, Lawson, Behrman, and Zach O'Sullivan, Verstappen, Leclerc, Gabriel Bortoletto, and Colapinto, Sainz, Doohan, George Russell, and Alex Albon, Fernando Alonso, Stroll, Gasly, and Isaac Hadjar rounds off the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track. And alongside me today, a man who I'm always pleased to see join me in the commentary box, Anthony Davidson. Glorious Suzuka. It's a bit like Silverstone, an iconic track for which we couldn't have an F1 season without it. And so much for the drivers to think about around here.
Absolutely, Crofty. The only figure-of-8 circuit that we have on the calendar, and you kind of wonder, why don't we have more? Because it's such a good format. The drivers love this track. It's got a great flow to it, a fantastic circuit. Not the best for overtaking, but my goodness, from inside the car, it's a real treat for the drivers.
Okay, right, down on the track.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Now, I don't think a two-stopper is out of the question today. You know, if you went for 2 hard tyre stints and maybe a soft at the end, would that work? Yeah, I mean, that's sort of 3 seconds slower, isn't it? Yeah. We know that it's, in theory, 12 seconds slower than doing the one stop, but, yeah. What if you went for mediums on the first stint? Something like, yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm thinking let's do our medium stint first. And then we have the option, well, we go on to the hards and... yeah. And then we see how long we can take them, essentially. I think that's the way to go. Fuel load wise, we should be okay around here, I would have thought. I'm going to add a little bit of front wing to the car. And let's get ourselves into it. So here we go. Obviously want to keep ourselves out of trouble. In China, both races we picked up damage, which wasn't good. we're starting ahead of Max Verstappen now. He's on the hard tyres, so you'd think we should get a better getaway than him and Behrman. Lawson's going to get a good start. Bortoletto's in the top 10 as well, which it might be Hulkenberg, actually. I think it is Hulkenberg. But we've got Leclerc on softs just behind as well. So a real sort of contrast of drivers on the grid.
For the time being, conditions look good.
But yeah, I think mediums to start are a good idea. It gives us the potential to two-stop. You know, we're not just going to hang those hards out to dry for 14 laps. You know, if these mediums are really falling off after 10 laps, we switch to the two-stop. And it's happy days. That's the plan anyway. So when are we planning on coming in? It doesn't actually say. Oh, lap 13. There you go. That's our pit window. That's when we're supposed to be coming in, but yeah, I think tyre wear's always tougher around here than you think, and obviously the sun's out. That's going to make tyre temperatures that little bit higher. I think there's real potential for a two-stopper today. Whoa, goodness me. You know, a little bit like in Australia, where we were able to attack a little bit more. It just allowed us to take a bit more out of our tyres and sort of go a bit free-flowing. And it worked out well in Australia. Let's see how we get on here in Japan. Going around the final couple of corners. Going to be forming up here. Make sure we go as much temperature in as possible. Tyres are still quite cold. They're going to struggle into turn one, that's for sure. Desperately trying to get that temperature in. Here we go. That's pretty good.
Okay, incredible parking there. Nice one.
Couldn't have done much better there.
Get a good launch as the race starts.
If we can get a good launch, could be alongside Antonelli perhaps going into turn one. Got to be very careful though. Lights out, away we go here in Japan. What a start off the grid for us there. And look at that. Look at that. And we are going to just take it easy into turn one. A few people go a little bit wide there. That was Ocon going wide. He's had a decent start as well there. But we are up into P5, and that is exactly the sort of start I was talking about. Get a good launch off the line. And I thought, well, maybe we could be alongside Antonelli into turn one. We were clear of Antonelli. Could have possibly thrown it up the inside of Lewis Hamilton, but in my opinion, not worth it because he's not in our fight today. But that is a fabulous start. Now it's all about, can we maintain that? Well, already a bit of a decent getaway on Yuki Tsunoda. There's yellow flags behind. Yeah, a bit of lifting course. We knew we were going to get a bad bit of turbulence there. Right, let's pop it into hot lap mode. Try and stay with these leaders for the opening few laps. If we can get a gap to Antonelli and Ocon behind, that could secure us 5th place here in this Grand Prix. It sounds silly, but it's not easy to overtake around here, so if we can stay within DRS of the car in front, that's really going to help.
DRS is now available.
Well, it's one of the McLarens leading. I think it's Lando Norris. Down the inside goes Lewis Hamilton on the other McLaren, who is Piastri, and Hamilton through into 2nd place. What a start of the season he's had as well, Lewis Hamilton. You know, looking stronger than Leclerc in this universe, and well, what a start for him, and could very much be a championship contender if he can start converting these results. And there we go, we're already out of the 1 second window to Antonelli behind. He's going to be battling with Ocon. Need to be careful on the lockups today. Don't want too many of them. Half decent there from Antonelli. He's staying within a second. Desperately trying to stay within a second of Tsunoda, but that's the issue. The turbulent air of the Red Bull is going to put us back into the clutches of Antonelli, using a little bit of overtake just to try and stay out of that 1 second window. That's the key for us. And now we're in the 1 second window of Yuki Tsunoda. And more importantly, we're out of the 1 second window of the others, so we can stay with these guys. This is a good start. P5.
Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them.
Well, side by side with Yuki Tsunoda here. A little push of overtake and we could be through here, and we are. Look at that, 4th position ahead of the Red Bull. Now, of course, we're on the medium tyre and these guys are on the hard, so we have got that extra grip at the moment, but that's, well, that is unbelievable. We are surpassing expectations here in this Japanese Grand Prix. It's going very, very well so far. Some big points on the table if we can hold this together. At our home Grand Prix as well. Piastri does not have DRS. This would put us into the podium paying positions. We're not going to go for it. I think we're better off staying within a second of Piastri. Hamilton's not really in our fight today. I don't think we could, you know, go down the road on Piastri here. I'm just keeping an eye on Ocon, who's 2 seconds behind Tsunoda. Us behind Tsunoda again. Tyres are definitely starting to drop off a little bit here. Oh, Tsunoda locked up there, but he stays ahead for now. But yeah, these tyres are not feeling good. We've got another 5 laps on them just yet. I've got a 4-second lead over Ocon. That's really where our battle is. It was never particularly with Piastri and Tsunoda. But stay within a second of these guys, then they're going to drag us along a little bit here. I feel like that's the moment. As soon as we drop out of the 1 second window, that's when we need to come into the pits and get onto the hard tyres. So Norris is in. He's given up on these tyres, and well, they're all on the hards. I mean, Norris has gone onto the soft, so he's definitely 2 stopping. So it might be worth trying to stick on this 1 stop here. Could be a big result on the cards if we manage to pull it off. We're only a couple of laps away from being able to do that now.
Grip is probably dropping due to wear, so don't be too aggressive.
That's probably because, you know, we're managing to stay in that 1 second window to Tsunoda and Piastri up ahead. Well, that is really helping our race time here. Just able to keep at their pace, and it is massive, but yeah, those new hard tyres are going to feel like a dream when they come on. In a few laps time, we need to use a bit of ERS here to try and catch back up to Yuki Tsunoda. Need to be within a second. We just about are. That was crucial there. It feels like Tsunoda might be coming into the pits here. Yes, it just felt like he was taking a little bit more time out there. Now this is an interesting juncture.
Pitting this lap.
I think we want to come in this lap. I know it's a lap early, and it will mean we sort of pay for it at the end, but we don't have our DRS man now. I suppose we'll see how it goes. I mean, you know, we've got clear air for the first time this race. 1.8 behind Piastri. Let's keep an eye on that. If we're able to sort of pull that down a little bit, then maybe we stay out one more lap. Does appear like most people are going for the two-stopper. We've not lost loads to Piastri here. We're going to go one more lap. We might regret it. Just gives us one extra lap of decent tyres towards the end of the race. Yeah, these tyres are absolutely horrible now. Let's have a little look. I mean, look at that. The front tyres nearly at 70% here. Oh, big lock up, but managed to just about survive. But yeah, this is definitely the lap that we need to come in now. You can see how awful these tyres look. So here we go then. Through spoon we go. Remember, we are one stopping, so we are saving 25 seconds from this.
Box this lap. Keep an eye on your distance to the speed limit line as you approach and make sure you don't speed.
So even if we're quite far behind Yuki Tsunoda, it doesn't mean that the war is lost. Piastri continues on. Right, let's just make sure that we get to the speed limit. Damn it!
Okay, off we go, back into the race. Perfect job from you and the crew there, mate. We're delighted with that.
Didn't have the grip and huge lockup. And that's going to cost us 10 seconds by the end of this race now.
Heat into those tyres.
It's absolutely gutting because look at this. We are P7 after all the pit stops. So we were virtually guaranteed big points today. Now, we might still manage it. Because we're on hard tyres, so these tyres should be good to the end now. Whereas everybody else might have to come in again. But we'll see. But yeah, I just can't believe it. You know, I even said, let's make sure that we get slowed down to the speed limit. As I'm saying that, massive lockup, just could not get the speed down. It's another 10-second penalty to go with our one from Australia. And that is just unbelievable. And there's Oscar Piastri. Sort of let him pass, but it's not how we wanted to do it, and we've lost so much time. Because again, he's not in our fight, certainly not with the 10 seconds. Yellow flags, not entirely sure what's happened to you. Is Max Verstappen out? I think he is. Verstappen is out.
At the moment, just focus on the driving.
Now, keep an eye out for a safety car, because if the safety car comes, we are coming in. To get rid of this 10-second penalty, even a virtual safety car. Not doing too bad, we're just making mistakes, and that's the issue.
So we're leading our teammate by
Well, this is going very, very well for us at Toyota, because look at that. Colapinto is up in 5th place on his medium tyres. He is 18.5 seconds behind us. Now, Lando Norris is going to get us. I think Lewis Hamilton will get us as well by the end of the race. But we should slot in front of Colapinto after our 10-second penalty, depending on how things go over the next 6 laps or so. But we are in a very, very good position here. And we're not going to get involved in too much of a battle with Lando Norris, that's for sure. You know, he will be allowed past. You know, on our terms, he's not going to... We're not going to slow down to let him pass, but we're certainly not going to go defensive against him. Now, Tsunoda is a bit of a problem. He's just passed Colapinto there. And he's just stopped for the soft tyres. Now, by the end of the race, those soft tyres are going to be horrible. And that's what we got to remember, is that although these guys are sort of closing in on us now, it's sort of short-term pain, long-term gain as far as we're concerned. Knocked up a little bit there.
Overtake and burn off some of this energy.
I kind of want to let Norris through here. A shred in time. Gonna just sort of get out of the way, let him through. And ideally we get a little bit of DRS from him as well.
Focus. We need to stay on form.
Well, Piastri leads the race. He's on a one-stop as well, remember. But he's only 8 seconds up the road. Now, we thought there was about an 8-second advantage by doing the one-stop over the two-stop, which is why we persevered.
Gap to your teammate behind, 17.0 seconds.
That's the big one, isn't it? We got to stay about 17 seconds ahead of Colapinto. That's how we know that we're doing all right. Colapinto is sort of in a world of his own, and then Leclerc is the next one behind that. So I think we're doing absolutely fine here on our one-stopper. We can now move that on to hot lap mode. But we're sort of just taking it easy here, nursing this car home. We know Tsunoda's probably going to finish ahead of us as well, but this could be a great day out for us. And, well, if only we hadn't got that 10-second penalty, we would have been getting excited for first podiums right now, but really don't think that's possible unless there's another retirement. Well,
Okay,
final lap of the race.
Keep your concentration and let's bring it home.
And Lewis Hamilton did not catch us, so we could have had a podium here. It looks like we are going to finish in 5th following the 10-second penalty, but this one-stop strategy has worked a treat. And we persevered on it. Well, there was some really tough laps towards the end of the stint, but we believed, you know, that this was going to be a better strategy. And, well, you know, it has worked out about 8 seconds better. You know, we were battling with Yuki Tsunoda on the racetrack, and he's two-stopped, and he's about 8 seconds behind us. He is going to finish ahead, but it's going to be a very, very good result for us, isn't it? 10 points in the bag, which is absolutely brilliant. I believe Franco Colapinto is in 6th or 7th. It's tough to tell between us and Ferrari because the colours are so similar. But it's Oscar Piastri that wins here in Japan. Norris finishes 2nd across the line. We are going to come over in 3rd, but that should be 5th when all is said and done.
And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Park Fermé.
And it is fantastic. 10 points in the bag. We will certainly settle for that. That was brilliant. Franco Colapinto gets driver of the day, and I tend to agree with that. If he finished 6th, that is unbelievable. But Oscar Piastri with 25 points there. Excellent result for McLaren.
To overcome the difficult circumstances they face throughout this race today, Croftiers, it's not easy, and it really shows a lot of maturity, and you can use this, you can draw on this as a driver moving forward and boost your confidence through the rest of the championship.
And once all the hard work is over, and after lap of brilliant racing, it's time now to celebrate with our podium trio. They give out trophies for the winners. Today, they're Oscars. Your winner today, Oscar Piastri.
Absolutely brilliant. Lando Norris and Lewis Hamilton up there as well. You know, great performances from them on the 2-stopper. But Piastri held out on the 1-stop, just like us, and it did seem that that was the better way to go today. Well, let's have a look. Where did Colapinto finish? Looks like we leveled up again there. Wow, very good.
Well, that was certainly an exciting weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for more exciting Formula One action very soon.
And there it is then, 5th and 6th at the Japanese Grand Prix, our home race. Leclerc there in 7th, didn't have the pace to answer Franco Colapinto. Andrea Kimi Antonelli in 8th, Ocon in 9th, and George Russell in 10th. But there was only 3 of us on the 1-stop strategy. That was Piastri, ourselves, and Colapinto. And look at where we finished. We would have finished 3rd as well, considering where we started, 14th and 10th and 14th. You know, we can be really, really happy with that. That moves us into the top 10 in the championship, up to 8th with Zach O'Sullivan, 9th with Colapinto, and in the constructors it moves us into 4th for now. I think we'll probably struggle to hang on to that. You know, this was a bit of a one-off, really. You know, it was a strategy race. You had 25 seconds onto our race times, and you know, I might have finished just in the bottom of the points there. Colapinto probably would have finished 12th, maybe 13th. It really depends. Obviously, you know, they would add fresh tyres. It's swings and roundabouts, isn't it? But yeah, very strong result for us there. There we go then, 96,000 made in profit. Colapinto, slight repair needed to his car. Must have been a slight bit of damage this time around. And our fan rating goes up. Sentiment isn't great, I don't think. But we need to make sure that we improve that. And now heading out of it then, of course, the next Grand Prix is going to be in Bahrain, which is always a bit of a hot spot for Toyota. You know, it is a track that they've been pretty good at. Talks with Franco Colapinto have progressed to the point where now we can talk to them. So let's have a little look to end this episode. I mean, maybe we want to just wait a minute for that. I'd like to possibly talk to Nico Hülkenberg first before we do anything else. You know, try and get him instead of Zach O'Sullivan. You know, O'Sullivan's decent enough, but you know, he's only 64 rated. That's not great. He will struggle with progressing, you would think. So if we had, let's say we had Hulkenberg alongside Colapinto, I think that would be a solid team moving forward. I can't really see that anyone above that is better value for money. That's the big one. Obviously, Hulkenberg only 12 million, whereas somebody like Albon is a bit more expensive. I mean, Tsunoda's not too bad. Japanese, driver in a Japanese team, that would be quite cool. I can see him joining eventually, but yeah, we're quite happy with our drivers at the moment, and we'll keep pushing. But that is where we are going to be leaving it for today. Then, if you have enjoyed that, give it a massive thumbs up down below. Subscribe for plenty more F1 25 content. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.